Hey dragons, I'm sorry I can't be here today. I miss you guys a whole bunch, but I know you're going to have a really good time because, first of all, your sub is amazing. You're going to love her. And second of all, because I have left you a really cool game to play. It's called Into the Forest. Okay, so this is a forest food chain game. Y'all are going to love it. If you've ever played the card game War, it's kind of like that. Kind of like War meets Uno. It's awesome. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pass out the cards, one to each person, all the way around and around and around and around and around until you run out of cards. It's okay if at this point somebody has one more card than somebody else. It's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. But do not look at your cards. You are not at any point allowed to look at your cards. Okay? This is a blind game. It's awesome. You're going to love it. So on every card, you've got the picture of the plant, animal, thing, whatever it is. So you've got a cool little picture, and you've got the name of it, right? Then you have a list of things it eats and things it is eaten by. So usually the list of things it eats is a little bit longer. But on this one, you'll notice it says it's not hunted by any animal. It is recycled by death and decay. And that's a really cool card we'll get to in just a second. But every single one of these cards has things it eats and things it's eaten by. So here's how it works. You pick who's going to go first. Then that person picks somebody at the table to challenge. Okay? So you choose each other. You go, okay, 1, 2, 3. You flip over the top card on your deck. Okay? And whatever cards those are the ones that are battling. So, for example, let's say I flipped over coyotes. The person I challenged flipped over fungi. Okay? Coyotes don't eat fungi. Fungi don't eat coyotes. So we both keep our own cards, put them back on the bottom of our deck. Now, the other people at our table, while all this is happening, are watching to make sure that we get it right. Just in case we misread the cards, or maybe we're a little tempted to cheat a little bit, those other people at our desk, or at our table, are our referees. So you're not going to have more than one challenge going at a time, just one at a time. And if your cards don't eat each other, you keep them. You just put them on the bottom of your deck. They're there to be used again. However, there will be times when, for example, I flip over a hawk, and the person I have challenged flips over birds on the ground. Now, if you look closely at the words on these cards, you'll notice that hawks eat birds on the ground. So that means I get both cards because I flipped over hawks. Both of them go on the bottom of my deck. Now, if the person I had challenged had flipped over hawks and I had flipped over birds on the ground, so theirs eats mine, they keep both cards. I know. Somebody you challenge can take your cards. Now, let's talk about this Death and Decay card. This is a really good card to have. This will beat any card in the game, okay? So it eats anything. For example, it is the only thing that eats coyotes. So if I flip over coyotes and the person I'm challenging flips over Death and Decay, they keep them both, okay? However, there are a few rare cards. For example, fungi eats decaying matter. That means it eats death and decay. But fungi also die and decay. So they eat each other. So what you do in this instance is you swap. Okay, so if I flip over death and decay and I'm like, yes, I'm going to win this round. And then the person I challenge flips over fungi, I don't win. We trade. They keep death and decay. I keep fungi. Well, I hope that answers all your questions, and I hope you guys are ready to have a really good time playing this game today. I'll see you next week. Bye.